Hey, how goes it? Kenn Bosak from the BitcoinPodcast.com, here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. And as always, I'm here with John Crothers, aka Crypto Therapy. Say hi, John.
Hi, John. What's going on, y'all?
Who's here? Who's here already? We
We got
have.
Sunspun Production. I didn't mean to steal your thunder. Go ahead, give your shout outs.
Oh no, I mean, go ahead, man. We got Skive. I always it's just Clive. Make your name Clive. Sterling Sawyers is here. Mr. Balls is in the house. How goes it, Big Billy?
Big Billy.
Kior, yo, my man, dude, Kior,
Oh,
how
man.
goes it?
Some of these names, man, it's like, why didn't I keep thinking of that? Mr. Balls. You know? That's funny.
It is pretty funny, man. I love when I see usernames that crack me up like that. It kind of throws me off the topic sometimes, though. Like, my mind starts to wander. But, yo, check it out. Steve Dunleavy's in the chat box. He'll be on the show in a little bit. Anyway,
Yeah.
I wanted to do token talk. You hear my throat, man? I was yelling at the Die Antwoord concert in Philadelphia, and I fucked up my throat.
Damn. Don't party so hard next time because you know you got a job to do at 10 o'clock.
I know, man. I went way too ham. Yo, Lonnie is so hot. I couldn't help but constantly try to get her attention. I got this close. I feel like we made eye contact for a tenth of a second. It happened. She saw me. Alright, so anyway, man, I wanted to do a token talk on Steem. The Steem platform, or their token, Steem. Right now, it's valued at $1.32, which is pretty low considering its fluctuation. It was pretty close to $3 at one point. I believe that's when most of the big Steem whales that were like, I'm going all in, and then we haven't heard much since that moment.
Yeah.
Sell all your Bitcoin
That's
and buy Steem. Lock it up in the Steem power. Come back and upvote my stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the
Yeah,
Steem
my-
pitch. Oh, man.
Do you have a Steam account?
I do. I use Steem it, but I don't really tell people to go like upvote my stuff. I was told that we should start putting the nightly show on Steem it, so I want to see how that goes. 100% of anything I get on Steem, it's gonna find its way back to the community. I believe I'm probably going to accept 0 of whatever I make on Steem it for my personal use. It just I don't really care. So I'm gonna use it for the show or to do give backs, but yeah, I have a Steem account. I don't really tell people to buy Steem or lock it up in Steem Power and then upvote my shit. People are always asking me, how do I earn free Bitcoin? So I'm like, you can make a Steem account, create content. If people like it, you'll earn Steem, and then you can ditch that shit for Bitcoin real quick, and then you're good. Do you use Steem it?
Yeah, sometimes you cut out there the last second. I'm sorry, but yeah, I got a Steam account, Chrome Dome.
Chrome Dome, what the fuck?
Yeah, Chrome Dome.
How long have we been friends and I didn't know your fucking Steem it name was Chrome Dome?
Yeah. In fact, that's my PlayStation name too. But, I use it every now and then. In fact, I made 2 posts last night up on it. But I'm not as heavy into it as a lot of people are that I see on there, making $30, $50 a post and everything. I make change. People who comment on my stuff, I like to come back and show you some support and upvote your comments and everything. Try to do what I can. My account's not worth all the money in the world. I've got a little bit of power. But I was gonna ask you, like, what's your handle on Steam?
Well, my first handle was Kenn Bosak with 2 N's, but I lost my private key. Shame on me. That was the first and last and only time I've ever locked myself out of a wallet too. But my hard drive crashed before I could back it up, and basically I had it in a folder. I didn't have it in my email or in a cloud anywhere. I had it right on my desktop. My hard drive crashed, so I got locked out of my original. So now my Steem name is @KennethBosak. My government, Kenneth. or whatever. My
Your
mom
Steem
my
name?
mom only calls me that when I'm in trouble. So if somebody calls me Kenneth, I immediately go into defense mode, and I'm already like to defend myself. Like, what do you want? What'd I do?
Let me see. I'm trying to find you. I think I found you on Steam because I was gonna follow. Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, I put up the other night's show up there. I think we've earned about $9 in Steam. I just did a power down of Steam it, but here's the thing: I powered down like fucking forever ago, and I checked my account, and my Steam power never went to Steam. It just still fucking Steam power. So I did another power down like 2 or 3 days ago, and hopefully it works. I don't know what happened, but I feel like my shit's stuck in Steam power. But it's cool. I just want to get it all into Steam because I have something pretty cool coming up for like a Steam giveaway. So I want all my Steam power and everything into Steam so I can do something with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, let's go ahead and check it out. On their website here, though, it says posting rewards, earn Steam every time you post content valued by others. You can curation rewards, earn Steam by being the first to upvote popular content. So basically, when you hit upvote, you're giving it some value out of your holdings to say that, you know, this is valuable content, this is worth reading. And because you put that initial investment on the line to let others know that this had value, as they add that exact same thing behind you, your value actually, your initial investment actually earns you a little bit for being an earlier curator. And then we have more rewards down here. We have saving. Yeah, so do you know, like, could you do me a favor, John? Maybe you could do a better explanation of this. Could you explain the difference between Steemit, the coin, and the Steemit dollar for the viewers?
Steam, the token fluctuates in value, right? So like right now it's $1.32, and then the Steam back dollar, from what I understand, is always worth around $1. Right?
Yeah, $1 worth of Steam, right?
Right. So like if you go to convert your, let's say you have one Steam back dollar, and you try to convert that into Steam right now, you would get just under one Steam. Because it's worth over $1 right now, from what I understand.
All right, cool. Let's watch a video. They got a video here. Maybe that'll help. It's about 2 minutes long, so enjoy the
Steem
smoke
was
break.
built to empower people across the world. The Steem blockchain has many ways for the regular person to earn cryptocurrency. In Steem, regular people get rewarded with Steem for creating and curating content, as well as for mining, trading, and holding the currency. Similar to other cryptocurrencies, it pays contributors by creating new tokens at a set rate with specific rules. The technology that powers Steem has publicly demonstrated its ability to process thousands of actions per second, which is more than enough capacity to handle several times the activity of some popular social media platforms, such as reddit.com. In social media applications, Steem rewards users with Steem dollars and voting power for posting and curating quality content from all over the internet. One application for this is Steemit.com. 50% of Steem's content rewards are paid as Steem power, which gives the winners more power to curate content and get Steem rewards. And the other 50% of all Steem's content rewards are paid in Steem dollars, which drives their use. In payments and remittance, the Steem dollar is a cryptocurrency that is always worth
Steem
about
is
$1
better than
worth of
US.
Steem. With this, anyone can reward, pay, and remit to others without the monetary and cognitive costs of price swings.
I miss you too,
The
boss
stability
lady.
of the Steem dollar represents an opportunity to serve the 2 billion unbanked people on our planet. Other types of people Steem represents opportunities for are creators, curators, remitters, merchants, market makers, shoppers, entrepreneurs, bloggers, commenters, internet readers, community leaders, referrers, and sign-up party hosts. Check out Steem's informational website, steem.io, to learn more, or meet up with the community in the Steem Slack channel by following this link.
Oh, okay. I like that they're going to bank the unbanked with the Steem dollar. That's actually a pretty cool idea, because all you need is an internet account, a username, your password, and don't lose that shit, and then you could store value in Steem dollar, which doesn't fluctuate, doesn't have volatility, and then you could cash out the Steem dollar to Steem it, swap the Steem it for whatever, or use it as an altcoin. A lot of debit cards that are coming out, or credit cards that are coming out, work with altcoins. So you could eventually maybe one day get a Steem it Visa debit card or a MasterCard and link it to your Steem it account, and you could hold your value in Steem dollar and move it into Steem when you want to spend your value. I like that. That's pretty clever. Hey, check it out. It's Trevon. Hey! Alright, so let's move on to the article from Cointelegraph written by David. Says it was an hour ago. We got Bitcoin's present bubble might actually be the beginning of mainstream adoption. What do you think about that, John? We're in adoption.
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was reading the chat. The chat's bumping, and I'm over here trying to do work. I'm always missing the fun stuff. What's going on in the chat box? All right, so I got to get to work, guys. Bitcoin's enthusiasts are torn between whether to celebrate Bitcoin's arrival in the foothills of mass adoption or to lament. I really hate when articles have stupid words like this. Lament. It means like gloom or whatever, the upcoming burst that always happens with asset bubbles. There is evidence for both points of view, as some indicators point towards Bitcoin's imminent mainstream arrival, while others suggest the price is in bubble territory. Oh man, my throat from that concert is gone.
There's always somebody who's like, it's in a bubble, it's in a bubble. It'll go to $1 million. It's a bubble, it's a bubble.
Well, we got fucking Mark Cuban, who's a Bitcoin expert. Mark Cuban is Satoshi Nakamoto. So when Mark Cuban says Bitcoin's in a bubble, you know it's in a bubble. Don't worry about it. He knows exactly what the fuck he's talking about. All right. Bitcoin's price increase. Bitcoin entered a bull market in August 2016 at a price of about $550 per coin, according to data from CryptoWatch, leading the currency to CryptoWatch leading the currency to surmount its previous all-time high back in March of this year. Since March, Bitcoin has been on quite a tear, rising from 880 to a high earlier of this week, almost $10 shy of 3,500. So that's not a. I mean, that could be a bubble if you're thinking traditionally in the traditional stock market. Yeah, that's a traditional sign of a bubble, traditionally speaking.
But this isn't traditional. This isn't traditional investing.
Yeah, this is as least traditional as it can get. So, bubble territory. Such extreme rapid price appreciation is not usually considered normal in the investment world, and may precede an epic crash. Since 1 year ago, the Bitcoin price is up by 611%. Since March 2017, the price is up by 381%. This points to rapid, perhaps unsustainable growth. But what exactly is a bubble? So we have Investopedia. I like that. That's clever. Defines a bubble as. I see my name down here. What's up? Coinology. How was Die Antwoord, brother? Sorry, I'm a bit late. Die Antwoord was amazing. An amazing show. Yolandi. If I had to get one celebrity I could have an affair with, it would. I'm picking Yolandi. Is that okay, babe?
No, Ninja's kind of like.
She's like, no, Ninja touched it. Anyway, back to the show. So anyway, Investopedia defines a bubble as. A financial bubble refers to a situation where there is a relatively high level of trading activity on a particular asset class at price levels that are significantly higher than their intrinsic value. but nobody can tell Bitcoin what it's worth, and nobody knows if the value is in a bubble or not, because there is no intrinsic value. It's whatever the hell we say it is. The catch is the term intrinsic value. Not all rapid price appreciation must necessarily be a bubble. To meet the definition, the price of an asset must have greatly exceeded its intrinsic value. So there you go. Man, my throat is gone.
Wasn't the price of Bitcoin also dependent on the demand for it and the current circulating supply as well?
Exactly, yes. Fortunately, nobody knows exactly what Bitcoin's intrinsic value is at this time. There are a number of signs that point to major shifts in the reaction of industry and government with respect to Bitcoin. Through the SEC Security Exchange Commission rejected 2 proposed Bitcoin ETFs, electronic traded funds. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, I'm so happy they actually said that instead of CFTC, because I didn't remember that one, recently approved Ledger X's application to trade Bitcoin futures contracts. So many S's. Meanwhile, in other parts of the world, Japan and South Korea have officially legalized Bitcoin and allowed it to be used for payments. Additionally, the blockchain technology which underpins Bitcoin has begun trial use in areas as diverse as social media. Hey, we just talked about blockchain social media. Tracking meat through the supply chain. What? And to help families find lost refugees following conflicts. Does that have something to do with the following meat? Because, like, you're meat, I'm meat. People are meat. I don't know. Whatever.
What's meat?
It's meat. It's food. It's all food. Likewise.
Oh, you see. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Likewise, the recent lock-in of the segregated witness SegWit improvement means that Bitcoin will soon be able to process more transactions, and more important, SegWit will allow numerous other services such as Lightning Network to be built on top of the Bitcoin protocol. Such services can offer privacy, instant transactions, and much greater scalability. In fact, Lightning Network boasts that it will be able to process over 100,000 transactions per second, and that would, of course, be competing with Visa. And now the last little blurb here is it isn't 2013 anymore. Bitcoin's ecosystem is vastly larger and more diverse than it was during the currency's last bubble in 2013. Now, if you follow Tone Vase, he'd say we're probably in bubble number 9 or something. But anyway, billions of dollars have been invested in Bitcoin companies. We're talking, exchanges. We're talking websites. Look at Kim.com doing his thing. So yeah, public acceptance of the currency is on the rise, and governments have begun gently regulating it. And all of these point towards the direction of mass adoption. So I agree. We're definitely going to be seeing a mass adoption wave. This isn't a bubble. This is mass adoption. There's a total difference. This is where early adopters and early investors are going to start being like, yeah, it all paid off. Like, I took a risk and it worked. It's certainly possible that we are in one of Bitcoin's last bubble cycles before mass adoption is achieved. If we are, and the price crashes, don't expect it to last long. Bitcoin is rapidly coming into its own, and when mainstream acceptance finally occurs, it's likely to make past bubbles look small. And I'm not worried about a dip. If we go back down to 1,800, I'm buying again because that's when I bought last time. So I'm excited for some of this. John, why don't you go ahead and jump right into our next story? So as we're running short on time, and we do have to get our guest on here in a couple minutes. The Bitcoin price will likely increase to $5,000 post SegWit, reasons and trends.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to get some more Bitcoin and hold on to it before that happens.
Well, do you have any altcoin assets that you were going to trade for Bitcoin, or are you going to hold your altcoin assets and then use new money to buy more Bitcoin?
I'm actually going to use fiat to buy more Bitcoin. The only other altcoin that I'm holding right now is Litecoin. I sold all of my other alts for Litecoin just in case it goes up in value as well, you know. So
yeah, I mean, Litecoin and Bitcoin have SegWit. They're going to be the first to be on the atomic swaps when Lightning's on every. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
DJ Meat Popsicle said, "I'm meat."
We're all meat. Previously, Cointelegraph reported that RT host and financial analyst Max Kaiser predicted Bitcoin price to cruise through $5,000 in the short term. Shout out to Brent Simpson for the $5 shout out. Neo is my bae.
Neo, yes, Neo is a good altcoin, guys. I mean, I'm adding it to my accumulation holdings. But go ahead, John.
With the Bitcoin core development team transaction malleability fix and scaling solution, segregated witness lock-in achieved, the market and investors are expressing their confidence in Bitcoin and its ability to scale. The certainty? Okay, why does that look so weird to me? The certainty and imminence of SegWit activation has definitely acted as a driving factor in sustaining the upward momentum of Bitcoin's value. Scaling debate on Bitcoin and its block size has been prolonged since 2015, and the activation of SegWit marks a significant milestone in Bitcoin and the first major step towards scaling. But it is also inaccurate to attribute the surge of Bitcoin's price solely to the activation of SegWit. Throughout 2017, mainstream adoption of Bitcoin in general, consumers, traders, and institutional investors, large-scale conglomerates and merchants significantly increased. Such rapid increase in adoption demonstrated the acceptance of Bitcoin as widely recognized digital currency, in addition to being safe haven asset and digital gold to long-term investors. Three main reasons why Bitcoin price will continue to rise. Bitcoin price will likely increase at a consistent rate in the upcoming months, mainly due to three driving factors: adoption by institutional investors, elimination of uncertainty in Bitcoin scaling issues, and increased legalization of Bitcoin in major economies. Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency market's daily trading volume has surpassed $5.5 billion, with Bitcoin and Ethereum accounting for nearly $3 billion of the cryptocurrency market's daily trading value. Through highly regulated exchanges, including Gemini's daily Bitcoin auction and the Chicago Board Options Exchange, Bitcoin's integration, institutional investors will be able to trade and invest in Bitcoin with higher liquidity. Already, some of the largest investment firms in the world, including Fidelity Investments, which oversees over $2.13 trillion in assets, have announced that they have invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Fidelity CEO Abigail Johnson stated, "We have built proofs of concept that accept Bitcoin microtransactions. We set up small Bitcoin and Ethereum mining operations, just done in the spirit of learning. But believer, and it's no accident that I'm one of the few standing before you today from a large financial service firm that hasn't given up on digital currencies. Perhaps more importantly, uncertainty around the hard fork execution and Bitcoin's scalability have been eliminated with the recent August 1st hard fork of Bitcoin Cash. For years, the Bitcoin community and industry have expressed their concerns over potential security issues of the hard fork, but in actuality, the BCH hard fork had minimal impact on the Bitcoin network, and the value of Bitcoin and demand towards the digital currency have never been higher." Yeah, we saw that everybody's like, "Oh, fuck Bitcoin Cash, I want my Bitcoin, fuck this shit."
Speaking
That's
of,
yeah,
Bitcoin is at $3,350. Bitcoin Cash is at $304, and Ethereum is kissing almost $300 at $294.41.
Yeah, and if you look at it in the long scale, we don't have too much longer before we have another halvening with the mining rewards. So the demand of it's going to go up even more. There's going to be less of it being released, which drives the price up even further. You know, and the last coin that will ever be mined is what, 2140, and so I mean it's got a long time until that happens, but years and years and years down the road, when that date is approaching, like, can you imagine the people who are looking back in history, like, look at these guys, they're all getting into Bitcoin and everything back when it was really only now. It's hard to even get a hold of one Bitcoin, you know? It's so expensive. I'm so glad that we live in this age, you know?
Dude, I love living right now. This is the best time to be alive. People are always like, man, I wish I was born, like, back in the day. I'm like, wait, why? So you could die because of, like, toe fungus? Like, you know, people used to die because they stubbed their toe. Like, that was real. We got Neosporin now. We're good. Like, we have Bitcoin and Neosporin. There ain't no going back. I got Netflix. I don't have to wait every week for shit. I can watch an entire season and ruin my life in 24 hours.
What's a DVD? What's that?
A who?
So yeah, see, exactly. What's a DVD?
I don't know, man. That's weird. Oh, I think that's that stuff when I was a kid. I think that you would get scratches on it or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. There used to be DVDs and CDs or something like that.
I don't remember ever scratching any of the movies I download. I've never had, like, any skipping on any of my YouTube videos. We're good.
You know, and I remember having to rewind cassette tapes with the pencil.
Oh, I remember having to fix them with what was it?
What's that?
I used to use, like, maybe four number 2 pencils or 5 number 2 pencils, something like that, and you would put them in the VCR thing and just spin it like it was like one of those New Year toys to, like, get the friggin' foil to wrap back in, so you could take it back to Blockbuster and pray that they don't charge you extra for destroying their VHS.
They overcharge you. Hey, you never rewind it.
Yeah, they used to charge you 50 cents to rewind it. Like, that was real. I remember when DVDs first came out, people thought you had to rewind them. That was real.
Oh, shit. Hey, somebody wants you to take it of.
Yeah, I told them $100 super chat. I'll take my shirt off. Until then, it's staying on, god damn it. Be kind, rewind. Yeah. So, I mean, we're definitely in adoption. That there's no other way to look at it. Look at Fidelity, man. Like, that right there. We got PayPal, Coinbase, Western Union, Coinbase, Fidelity, Coinbase. IRS is even looking at Coinbase. I think Bitcoin's here to stay, guys. I think it's here to stay. And as adoption grows, supply it dwindles away, and the little bit that you have is worth more. That's just how this shit works. It's fucking math.
It's the way money's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be, oh, we're running out, print some more. It's supposed to be like there's a finite amount of it, and you better get your hands on it now. You know, kind of deal.
Exactly.
Like gold, precious metals. You know.
Yeah. Precious digital assets and precious physical minerals.
Yeah. Well, who is this that just popped in?
So, tonight I invited my buddy Steve Dunleavy onto the show, one of my closest friends, actually one of the first friends I made when I moved to New Jersey from Philadelphia, and one of my first friends that actually got into cryptocurrency, and it only took me about 12 months of posting things about it on Facebook to get the first friend, Steve here, to actually come over, hang out, sit down, and get hands-on how to get into crypto. So, John, this is Steve. Steve, this is John. Steve, why don't you go ahead and tell people what got you into cryptocurrencies and, you know, what you do now that you're actually involved in it. And then we can go from there. Hey, Steve, there's no audio. You blew it! No audio. I see that he has audio, but I don't hear him. No. Try calling back into the show, brother.
But how did you convince him to do this? Because I've been trying so hard with my friend Carl I was even like, hey man, you don't even have to put money into it. Join Steem, putting your blog posts up on there because you're using Facebook right now, and on Facebook you're the product. Go on Steem and actually make some money off what you're saying and shit. But he won't even do that. How the fuck did you get him to do this? What words am I missing?
I know exactly, and I want him to be able to tell you the story, but I can't hear him. So, Steve, you're gonna have to hang up and try to call back in, brother. All right, let me try to send him another invite. Elevator music.
Fire.
You're fired.
This is crazy.
There we go. Steve Dunleavy got the audio in the house. All right, bro. So it's time to drop it. What finally got you into cryptocurrency? Like, what was that aha moment where you were like, all right, I got to get my money from paper to crypto, and it has to happen now? Like, what was that moment? And then maybe go into like what you do now that you actually are involved in digital assets like Bitcoin.
All right, well, first let me say, why can't I get sound on a MacBook, but I can get perfect sound on my piece of shit ZTE with a broken ass screen? That's crazy to me. But anyway, what I used to do for a living, and I always thought that Bitcoin was just something that you bought, drugs online on Silk Road. That's all I thought it was, back in 2012, 2013, and I had friends that would do it.
Speak up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
How's that? That's all I ever thought it was. So I'm down in Florida this past summer, and I start seeing all your posts about it, and how you're gonna get a yacht, and I'm thinking, all right, well, he's investing in it, maybe he's making some money, but how much money is he really making, and I started looking into it, and I was like, man, there's definitely something behind this. And then I remember I came over, we smoked up, we chilled, and totally informed me about it, and I was like, man, I got to get in on this, because I already knew, I've known for a long time how fucked up our financial system is, and what a crisis we are, and how everybody buys into this huge scam that is just, bullshit, and I'm not going to be a part of it, not on my watch. So I figured this is our generation's version of, the tech boom, and I am not going to let it pass. If this were to fail, I would rather have put my money into it and taken a chance and failed rather than miss the boat and not, not sailed off into the sunset with you guys. So that was my reason for getting into it. And the more I do research on it now, the more I educate myself, because knowledge is power, the more I see that I've made the right decision, because crypto is not going anywhere. I mean, you guys talk about adoption, right? Just today was a great day, not only because Neo's on fire, but I got 3 people today to buy into crypto. I got my ex-girlfriend and both her parents to buy into crypto. It was actually my ex-girlfriend's dad's birthday, so I gave him $25 worth of Bitcoin for his birthday. I sent him to it from the exchange as a gift, so he can have an initial, investment. And just in the first, couple of hours after we got back from going out to eat, they're seeing that they're making, a couple cents on that $25, and they could see that the value is real. There's real value there. And, now they're asking me all these questions and want to learn more. And it's just so exciting to get everybody else into it. Because like you said, I'm the only one out of everyone that you talk to about that got into it. And I do the same with other people. I'm like, listen, you don't got to take my word for it. Like, just do your own research, inform yourself. Don't take my word for it, but don't knock it until you try it. But so far, I've gotten 4 people into it, and I'm happy. It doesn't do me any better. I just want to bring as many people along as I can. But I mean, with adoption, like, we went out to Olive Garden, right? And the kid who sits us down, he's like, the little screen they have on the table says, oh, you can play games on this, but it costs money. And I just jokingly said, I was like, do they take Bitcoin? And he laughed. He was like, nah, but that'd be awesome, bro. He's like, Bitcoin's the shit. I'm
Oh, wow.
Blah, blah, blah. And this kid's like 18 years old, young as hell, asking me how much Bitcoin I have, and I could see my ex and their parents' faces like oh shit, like people really know about this. Like it's spreading fast, and you know the kid that works at Olive Garden knows what Bitcoin is, and they just found out about it. So you know when people like that are finding out about it and finding out in ways like that you would never expect, it just goes to show that it's definitely becoming mainstream, even though we're probably at what, like a 2-3% of total population that even use it. So what happens when we get to 10 to 20? You know, it's crazy. But I mean, I use it for pretty much everything. If I could have my employer put my whole paycheck into my Coinbase, I would.
You
do
can.
that
You can.
I wish I could.
You can definitely do that. Yes. You can, not Coinbase, but you could use BitPay. Their debit card, the BitPay Visa card, actually works with direct deposit, so you could have your money sent directly there, and then from there you'd have to trade it, or you could use their in-house Bitwage. You could use Bitwage, which is like an in-house service where your employer sends them your money and then they send you Bitcoin and you get paid same day. So if your boss does your paycheck on Wednesday and it doesn't clear till Friday, you'll actually get your Bitcoin Wednesday from Bitwage.
Okay, so I get direct deposit every other Thursday. So like tomorrow morning, I
You
get
can have
paid,
it all
like,
set up through Bitwage, man, and you'll get Bitcoin.
That is boss as hell. So I just gotta go to the lady who handles payroll and what do I sign up for that and I get an account number?
Yeah, I signed up. I actually didn't set up it. I haven't set it up yet. I'm working on an article about it. But yeah, you just go on their website for Bitwage. You sign up, basically like almost like a bank, because they're about to be your bank. Essentially, money has to go through them and then it goes to you, and that's where like your taxes and everything's going to be taken into consideration. But yeah, it really makes it a one-stop shop.
That is awesome, because that's all I've been thinking about is I just want all my money into cryptocurrency, because stupid fucking Coinbase, they only let me buy $250 a week from my bank. I just signed up my ex-girlfriend and her limit is $5,000. I'm like, what the hell? How is your limit $5,000 and mine's $250? Like, that's why as soon as I get off the bus from work tomorrow, I'm coming into your work and I'm buying as much as I can through Liberty X, through your store. Like, I need to get as much as I can, you know, as fast as I can, not only trying to play catch up, but just because I believe in it, and I don't believe in the US dollar, I don't believe in fiat. I mean, this crypto is here to stay. Crypto Nation, you know, hashtag to the moon, bro.
So I think I figured out what's going on, how you're able to get him into Bitcoin, and I can't get Carl into it. I need to get Carl high.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it helps that I used to sell Kenny weed. That would help.
You always had the best shit, man. But yeah, I mean, it helps open your mind, and some people have very, very closed minds when it comes to value, storage of value, and risks involved in investments. I mean, the potential for reward and the level of risk associated to it in this industry is beyond worth it if you can afford it. If you can't afford to live without $10 a week, or you don't know how to budget yourself to take $10 away from something and reallocate it to something new, like maybe buy one less pack of cigarettes a week and buy some Bitcoin, you know, you could buy $10 worth of this stuff a week and you could have a decent, you know, return. And never, even if it doesn't work out and it crashes, it will never affect your daily life because it was money you could live without anyway. I mean, me and Steve, we're going balls deep in Bitcoin. We come from a different place than most people. We're either going to go get yachts or we're just going to go back to paycheck and start all over again. And that's just where we come from. We know how to make money, right, Steve? That's it.
That we do, you know, born in the ghettos of Lindenwold.
I actually was born in the ghettos of Philadelphia's Kensington and migrated to the ghettos of Lindenwold.
Raised in the ghettos of Camden County, but I was born in Philly too, so.
It was very similar. It was almost like an alternate universe of Philadelphia if it just had more grass.
I know, right? But more grass and more drugs.
So what kind of altcoins are you looking at right now, Steve? What's got your attention? And not just for trading, but like for long-term investment. Like what blockchain project are you like, yo, this is going to be around long-term? And then maybe we can talk about some of the things you can short.
Okay, so I am really looking into anything that is a platform right now, like Stratus, Neo, Ethereum, anything that is a platform coin. I think that is where I want to put my money as far as alts go right now. I mean, granted, I'll always hold Litecoin. I mean, I like Litecoin almost more than I do Bitcoin, especially because I think it has the chance to double in value by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's my hope anyway, but you know, let's see, what else do I like? I did like Pillar, but you know, it's definitely a long-term hold, but I do like the function about it. I'm a little mad that I bought into the ICO and then the price dropped when I could have not bought into it, but you know, I'm new. These are lessons learned, you know. I bought into the hype and
So
I'm
what
trying
lesson did
now,
you
what I'm
what
trying to
lesson
do
did you
is
learn though?
establish I learned to not go by FOMO and FUD. I'm establishing a discipline. I'm working a cost averaging system where I'm going to put in an X amount of dollars into Bitcoin, X amount of dollars into my alts, and I actually use Google spreadsheets now. I made them up last night, one for each coin and one for all my coins total, and I keep track each week, you know, like clockwork. I'm going to put money in, and I'm going to put in what I bought it at, how many shares I have, and keep track of everything that way. Because when you write stuff down, when you write your goals down, when you write down, you know, factual numbers, you can better understand it and you have a better idea and better chance of achieving your goals. So, I mean, my short-term goal, 5 years, is I'd like to not be working at my job. Granted, I don't have a terrible job. I mean, I make $16.25 an hour. It's not awful, but is it what I want to do for the rest of my life? No, I want to be done in 5 years, have my own business, and be financially independent. But when I think crypto is going to get me, you, and everyone else that's involved to that point, as long as they're smart about it. And you got to learn from your mistakes too.
Yeah, my advice would be if you're interested in an ICO, most likely 1 to 2 days after it's released on the exchange and it dumps, that's probably the most profitable time to buy. Don't let your evaluation of an asset tell you what it's worth. Let the market tell you what it's worth. So if you see something release at $7 and it dumps to $1, that might be a buying opportunity if you were going to buy in at the ICO anyway that released at 7. Now you're getting 700% return immediately as long as you don't cock block yourself from the trade.
Right. I don't know if you've ever watched any of Bite Size Bitcoin's videos. Peter Saddington.
I actually
really
just saw
awesome.
it today.
Yeah, he is awesome. You got to try to get him on your show. But he talks about when you want to invest in a coin. He says you should wait 30 days. Do 30 days of research into the coin, and if you still like it, invest. And he made some valid points that people are going to say, oh, well, Peter, you know, it was at such and such value, and now it's so much more, and I could have got in at a lower value. He makes the point that it's really worth buying long term and it has real value, that it doesn't matter whether you got in at $1 or $5. You know, if you miss that profit margin, it's going to grow for the long term, and that's what you want to invest in. So that's another thing I'm trying to do. I think 30 days is a little too long. I was thinking more like the point is you do your research thoroughly and not just buy into the market hype.
Yeah, it's all about due diligence. And you know what, man? Since you're still relatively, newborn into this, let me ask you, what was like the hardest misconception to like relearn? Because a lot of people come into this thinking they know something, and it kind of blocks them from actually understanding an aspect. And then you see it for what it is, and you're like, oh, I had a totally different understanding of this. Like, what was one of your biggest misconceptions about Bitcoin?
Just understanding it as a whole and how it works, and trying to grasp my mind about what gives it value, what stops it from losing all of its value tomorrow. And what really got me past that was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What gives the US dollar value? And I just realized that whether it does have value or not, whether it's all based on speculation or it's based on, supply and demand and market cap, it doesn't really matter. No matter what, the people are buying into it, and it's going to give it value no matter what. So that was the hardest thing to get over at first. I'd also say because I've always been a gambler since I was 17. I started gambling on sports, betting on football, and I looked at this as like, shit. I mean, I don't need to go down that rabbit hole again. I don't know if this could be good for me. But then, you know, I thought about it, and any real investment is a risk. If you're not taking a risk, it's not an investment. It's you know, you might as well just put it in a savings where you're going to get 1% interest, and that doesn't even meet the price of 3% inflation every year. You know, you might as well just fuck yourself in the ass.
I'm so glad you understand that. I'm trying to make that point across to people all the time. No, I don't get that. I'm making 1%. Like, God, damn shit. But anyway,
$1,000 per year makes you $10. Like, all right, cool. Go get your Starbucks macchiato, bro. After you pay tax.
No, Beans Kenn was able to get you in. Were you able to get anybody in?
Well, yeah, he said earlier he got 4 people in.
Yeah. And
I must have missed that
the
part.
one dude, his grandfather had bought him Microsoft stock when he was 12 years old. So when I went to the bar to meet up with him and tell him about it, he already knew a lot of terms. Like, he knew what stop losses were and, you know, different terms that you would use when trading crypto on the exchange. But his big thing was he doesn't understand what gives it value, and the fact that it's so volatile, you know, he doesn't want to put his money into it. Because I explained to him when the news came out about Vitalik, you know, in the car crash and Ethereum dropped, he was like, the fact that could happen, that something like that could come out and the price could drop so drastically is why I would never get into something like this. And my argument was, you just told me you're losing money in the stock market. I'm making money in crypto. What more do you want to hear? Like,
well, yeah, here's the point though. We know once you're already in, we know that if you see some shit like Vitalik's dead in a car crash and the price goes down 40%, that's a buying opportunity.
Yeah.
When somebody like Mark Cuban says Bitcoin is in a bubble and it dips 20% practically instantly, that's a free buying opportunity. Bitcoin's on sale. We know this. It's the people that aren't used to those 40%, 20% volatility swings. They're not used to seeing 40 or 20% of anything in a day, or let alone a week in the traditional market, man. They see something move 10 or 20%. They're like, whoa. We see something move 10 or 20% and we're like, eh.
Yeah. Yeah. In my opinion, nothing's a bubble until it bursts. The bubble doesn't happen until it's exploded.
Well, bubbles have to have a reason it's inflating that's artificial. If this is, which it is, adoption, that reason for inflation doesn't end until it's the size of the globe. You know what I mean? Like, the world adopts it now. That's when it pops. The moment everything in the world's using it, then yeah, that's the peak of it, you know. But by that point, and a lot of people keep saying, like, by the point 1 Bitcoin's worth $100 million, what is $100 million really going to get you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should McDonald's cheeseburger.
Yeah, but you have to get the bacon on the side because it costs extra to get the bacon on the cheeseburger. But if you get the bacon on the side of the cheeseburger, never mind. That's a Little Dicky song. Let me stop.
But it's funny. Your boy John, you know, asked, you know, how is he able to get into me? I mean, I just think it's about people's frame of mind. I've always.
You got to speak up, Steve.
When your buddy said, you know, how are you able to get me into it? It's you know, people's frame of mind. Everybody's frame of mind is different. Mine's always been open. You know, I've always looked at there's two sides to a coin, right? So I've always looked at both sides of every situation. And, you know, I mean, that just really comes from life experiences of how we grew up and, you know, probably a lot of acid trips, too.
See, that's what I need. That's what I need to do. Those, I gotta change Carl's frame of mind. I gotta mold him. I gotta get him that minority mindset. He's got the majority mindset right now.
And you just want to tell them, like, listen to me, like, just take my advice, or don't. Just do your own research. Just, you know, just don't say no before you inform yourself. Don't make an ignorant decision.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get his ass into it whether he likes it or not. Him and my brother. My brother has a birthday coming up this month, and I'm sending him some Bitcoin for his birthday. And then Carl has a birthday in January. I'm sending his ass Bitcoin. And you're going to get into whether you like it or not, Carl, if you're watching.
He better be watching.
I'm telling you, once they see the value go up, especially because it wasn't their money that they put in, then they're going to be like, oh, shit. No, they're going to jump in. They're going to be hooked. I am hooked. all I want to do is save as much money as I can. Like, I'm over here working 10 hours of overtime each week. I'm putting in 15 hours of overtime for a pay period just so I can get that time and a half, because that's all extra crypto that I could buy.
Hey,
I want
Steve.
as much as I can get.
Steve, you said earlier that it doesn't really benefit you any that your friends are buying Bitcoin. But we did a video a couple days ago where we covered an article. I don't know if you saw it or maybe you read the article, but it was titled "Bitcoin is a Pyramid Scheme." And did you catch that at all, the article or the video?
No, and anything titled that, I wouldn't put my time in.
But no, you should. I mean, anything you disagree with, you should probably make sure that you check out, just because you want to make sure that you're not stuck in a particular mindset. I like to read and watch things I disagree with. I learn things all the time, but I do have to agree with the it is almost a pyramid, in the sense that if I'm already invested in it, the new people that come in and buy and hold add value to my earlier investment, and the more people they bring in and buy and hold add to each other's earlier investment, and so on and so forth. And it was just an interesting article where it was like, I thought about it. If I could get, if I hold a bunch of Bitcoin and I can get 100 people to buy and hold the same amount of Bitcoin, or some Bitcoin, that will add value to my earlier investment now. And it made me think again why some people, maybe very rich people that do make millions investing in things, maybe they don't want to talk about how they invest in Bitcoin or let their rich friends know, because they don't have the amount of Bitcoin they want yet for their friends to get in and increase the value. Say you are a millionaire and you buy Bitcoin all the time. Well, if all of your millionaire friends buy Bitcoin the same amount of time as you, the price is going to keep going up too fast. So you don't want to talk about it too much, but you want to talk about it just enough. You know what I mean?
Well, see, I totally understand your point, but say I get a bunch of friends that say they make more money than me.
Speak into the microphone, Steve.
More money than me. If I get more friends in, right, and say they're able to invest more money than I am, and their value goes up higher than mine, and then say they sell out, they all dump, they're whales, and they dump before I do, then that didn't benefit me at all. It benefited them, and I lost value. So, I mean, I don't see it as the pyramid scheme at all. I mean, you can look at anything however you want. If people want to look at it like that, I mean, they're looking for a reason to not accept it, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, if anything's a pyramid scheme, it's the almighty U.S. fiat dollar. But I just thought it was an interesting article with an interesting perspective on, the digital asset. We got about 5 minutes till we wrap it up. John, you have any questions for Steve?
I guess we'll do the usual. What wallets you use in hardware, software, and all that. And what else have you invested in? Like, are you doing the cloud mining thing or no? Are you mining at home, or what's your plans with that?
I do not mine anything. As far as wallets, I use Coinbase, Copay. I keep probably a little more than I should on the exchange, probably about 45% of my value, but my value is also very small right now, so I mean, I feel like I can take that risk. I keep a lot on Bittrex, but I also keep a lot on, I have a Litecoin paper wallet and a Bitcoin paper wallet, which I was able to set up thanks to Kenn's video, and able to find out how I take the money off, because I was like, shit, I got this money on here now. If I need to take it off, what do I do? And I was super lost, but I watched this video and it helped me out a lot. So those are the main wallets I use as for all my cryptocurrency. I don't have a hardware wallet, a Ledger or a Trezor, because of how hard it is to get them, but best believe I plan on getting one in the future, for long-term cold storage. I'm not sure which one yet. I want to do more research. I haven't really done research yet because I don't have the money to spend on it right now. All my money, I mean, I do, but I just don't want to spend any of my money. I want to save it all. The more money I can save, the more value that money can gain for me. I'll spend money in a couple years. Right now I'm eating ramen noodles and, drinking Kool-Aid. Yeah,
but if you're eating ramen noodles and drinking Kool-Aid and buying Bitcoin, there's a small problem there. You know what I mean? You got to enjoy some money a little bit. And if you have more money invested in cryptocurrencies than the wallet costs, it's worth buying the wallet, bro. Just letting you know now, man. If you're holding a wad of 20s and a wallet costs $20, buy a wallet and put your 20s in it so they're safer. You know what I mean?
You make a valid point. Absolutely.
But if all you're holding is what the wallet costs, you don't spend all your money on a wallet and then you end up in that scenario where somebody cuts their hair to buy somebody something and then you got a comb and you ain't got no. I forget how the story goes, but you know what I mean.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul.
That's how it goes. You don't want to do that and end up with a wallet with nothing to put in it. But if you have more money than a wallet costs, use some of it, buy the wallet. I'll be honest, when I bought my Ledger Blue, this was before Bitcoin was at $1,000, and I spent $250 worth of Bitcoin on that. Now that could be close to $800 worth of Bitcoin, and I could have got a couple of wallets. But I'm not really I try not to stress it. I just try to use that story to let people know, like, you gotta spend some money. Like, I went to the store earlier and bought a classic sandwich. If I didn't buy the classic sandwich, my Bitcoin would go up, you know, but you have to live. You have to spend. I like that Bitcoin keeps people more frugal, though. I love that some people will go and go the route of ramen noodles and Kool-Aid because they know that if they hold their value, it gains more value. But the people that are in the traditional mindset with fiat, they know, and you know this true, if you're holding dollar bills, if you don't get rid of them fast enough, they're only going to get you less shit tomorrow. So it's like a new mindset
Absolutely.
for money.
What about precious metals? You into that?
I would love to be able to hold gold and silver. That's definitely on the short-term 5-year goal, is to be able to hold, you know, some kind of gold and silver. Because when the dollar does collapse, no matter what happens with cryptocurrency, history has shown that we always go back to gold and silver, and the prices will rise. You know, I'm a firm believer in that. You know, right now it's not on the top of the priority list. Right now, you know, stacking up crypto is, but it's definitely on the to-do list.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying more gold and silver. I'm seriously not holding enough at all. It's never enough. You know?
Where do you store your gold and silver?
You're actually looking at where I store it, and I'm not going to point it out.
I mean, honestly, if you're holding gold and silver, it's probably where your private keys are.
Well, I wouldn't store my gold and silver in the house. I mean, I'm not going to go into how exactly what I used to do, but I had a safe, and it was only as good as, you know, the gun that got held to my head until I had to open it up. You know, it only protected me so much until I thought I was going to get shot in the head. So if I were to keep it, as much as I hate banks, I'd have to get a safety deposit box or something.
Yes, I don't want to trust the banks with my gold and silver and everything,
Nope.
But I definitely need to get a heavy duty safe and lock that shit up and put it somewhere, probably even out of state. You know, put it
get a floor safe, something out of sight, out of mind, and mum's the word. You know, don't tell anybody you have that, even though this whole video knows you now hold gold and silver in your house. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but the good thing is gold and silver have serial numbers on the bars. So as long as you have record of that, you know, you could always try to track it down to a pawn shop or something like that. It's not like you're gonna have to prove.
You got gold bars, bro. You got like pirate treasure gold.
Bullion, baby. I'm just saying, like, usually you can track gold, like if it's in a bar, like a way that you buy ounces or grams or whatever, you can usually track that down, unless they smelt it and make it into jewelry or something, then you're screwed. But you know, we got to wrap it up. I wanted to do the giveaway, but I don't think we reached our 50 like. Nope, we didn't get our 50 thumbs up. Sorry, guys. I appreciate all the thumbs up, but you know we need to get 100 live viewers or 50 more plus thumbs up, and we'll give away Litecoin every night. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. That was Brent, right? Right. I'm pretty sure it was Brent that sent that.
Oh
super
yeah.
Hey, the Coin of Lee, how goes it? I gotta call Yellow something. Yellow Fever for you. I gotta call him after the show. Hey, Steve-O, any last words for the audience? Any advice? If they're gonna take anything from this conversation tonight, what would you like to leave them with and tell them they gotta take with them?
Before you invest into anything new, do your research. You know, any mistakes you make, don't make them again. You need to learn from your mistakes. You know, what good is making a mistake if you repeat it? You know, doing the same thing over and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. So, you know, you need to learn from your mistakes. You need to do your research. You need to watch all of Kenn's videos. You need to watch all of Bite-Size Bitcoin's videos, because I really like him too. And I mean, you need to stay optimistic, because I mean, there's nothing bad about this market. And you know, as long as you got a smile on your face and money in your crypto wallet, you know, it's a good day. Air in your lungs, you can't complain.
Awesome. And let me
Kenny,
just...
I'm gonna be stopping into your work tomorrow after to spend my whole paycheck on Bitcoin.
There you go, man. I just wanted to say real quick to Movement that, yeah, I know I'm a bad person for having a referral link in my Control Finance video, but I wanted to use that as a social experiment to see if people were dumb enough, and the only way I could follow it was if I had something I could track. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't linked to the account I'm using, and I'm pretty sure, like, all those proceeds will end up going to a charity of some sort. I just want to figure out, like, who's watching a video that actually talks about these things the way that they are and clicking on the fucking referral link and actually signing up. I can't keep track of those numbers unless I have the referral link. So I have 5 retard, like, I'm sorry, that ain't 5... Dude, but no, like, I feel like you have to have some kind of mental fucking handicap to watch my video and then sign up for one of these fucking scams. So I have 5 people that are handicapped enough to watch my BitConnect video and then click on my affiliate link. And I have 1 person so far that my mom told me used her affiliate link for Control Finance. So I have to keep track. I just want to see if, like, the videos I'm uploading are or are not convincing people not to sign up. So yes, I know I'm a jerk. I'm a fucking jerk for having for having a referral link, but the amount of shit I talk on the thing that has the referral link attached to it, if it doesn't convince people not to sign up, I mean, Darwinism, bro. Just straight up Darwinism.
I gotta say one more thing. I 100%, you're right. BitConnect is a scam. Lending it out is the stupidest thing you could do, but as far as value that I've gained from any coin when I was first starting out, nothing. But like you say, profit doesn't, what did you say? Profit doesn't,
Oh, profit isn't proof of legitimacy.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, guys, well, that's it. John, you got anything you want to let these people know before we go?
Oh, man, I was trying to think of something to tell y'all, but I think
Tell them where to find your show.
Oh, yeah. I got a YouTube channel, too, if you didn't know.
What?
It's on YouTube, and it's called Crypto Therapy, if you want to come check it out. I do parody videos over there, if you didn't know. And just so everybody knows, if you're watching, this is some insider information. I have another parody coming out here pretty soon, and it's going to be pretty funny, I think. So stay tuned for that. So, yeah, appreciate you coming over and signing up to my channel if you do.
Yes, everybody.
Okay, I'm done, Ken.
All right, guys. Thanks, Steve-O, for coming on the show and talking. I appreciate it, man. I'll see you tomorrow after work to sell you some Bitcoin via Liberty X. John Crothers, Crypto Therapy. Thanks again for co-hosting the nightly crypto show. And to you, the viewers, thank you so much for all the thumbs up. Thank you for entering the giveaway. I'm sorry we didn't hit our limit. Every weeknight at 10 p.m. Eastern, me and John go live on the nightly crypto show. Every night we try to give away some crypto. All we need is your help, the support of the viewers to get us there, and you get a chance to win some nightly crypto. Thank you guys and have a day.